Right, once again, this video is filmed at a track day, so there'll be noise in the background. I'm stealing Ryan and his amazing AE86 for a few minutes to give you guys a little tour of it. We can talk about it, and then I'm gonna try and nick some GoPro footage of him going around the track to show you guys what this thing sounds like. We've got an AE86 on the channel again. Finally, it's only taken me forever, and it's a good one, so let's check it out. Ryan Stewart, finally. I've known this man since I started modifying cars like 11 years ago, I think. I've known you. So I'm so glad to finally have you on here, dude. And out of all of your cars, out of all the ones you've had in the times I've known you, I think I might have got my favourite one to do this with. So, AE86.
Yeah.
Talk to me. How did you end up with one to start with? Because you are initially from the like German tuning
Volkswagens and BMWs, really. And it's kind of like an E30, right? It's like a solid axle E30, so it's a bit similar. So it's easy territory to get into, rear wheel drive still, low power, quite light. It's not like too weird for me to jump into. So my E30 was off the road. I thought I need a car to do track days in. What's interesting, what's boxy? It's kind of the same colour as my E30, so it was a no-brainer. It was already in the UK. It had already spanner bearing, the guy had some engine issues, and it was kind of like it's a bit to put it together and see if it's okay sort of job. So it did drive, but it needed quite a bit of work. So I was lucky enough to get it at a decent price. Otherwise I would not be in an 86 because they've gone mad. They
have become a real icon car of JDM tuning culture over the last well, I mean, they always have been, but the value of them to the general public has gone.
I think they've become interesting because everything 80s is now interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was initially looking for a Truno hatch.
Oh yeah.
So that ain't.
It's like the complete opposite.
Yeah. And it is a case of what's available because there's not many in the UK really. Although there's like
loads here.
There's 8 here. It's a case of what's available, what can you afford, and primarily is it rusty. And this one isn't, so that's why I went with it.
Right, I think this car alarm has finally stopped, Ryan. So let's have a look around the car. Yeah. So let's talk, because this car looks exactly how I'd have one, man. So on the outside, what's this body kit? Like obviously you've not got side skirts.
So it's a good line look body kit, shall we say. There's a couple of lads in Ireland that used these kits and smashed the hell out of them and had original good line kits and then fixed and reproduced some for their use. So it's a good line kit, a good line bonnet. The arches have obviously been sort of bubbled, so that's all metalwork. A friend of mine, Luke's paint shop, did that work by hand.
Is that where your chaser is at now?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
Mark II.
Mark II, sorry, it's not a chaser. It's not a chaser. They are a chaser, but they're not a chaser.
It's way easier. People are like, oh, have you got a chaser? I'm just like, yeah. It's just way easier.
Yeah. Sorry, Mark II, the better looking chaser.
So they are stock arches, but pushed as far as they can possibly go.
Cool.
And the paint, I don't know what colour it is, and nor does Luke. So the brief was to paint as little as possible, because this has had some backstreet Japanese terrible paint job, which I love.
Yeah.
Loads of dents and dinks up all over it. So the idea was paint as little as possible to keep it looking as sort of authentic as it could.
Yep.
So bits like on the door here, there's a few dents. There's like a fisheye there that was all there originally, and we've tried to like blend all of this in so that it doesn't look like it's been painted.
Mega.
If you look on the, I don't know if you can see it, but the back bumper has been blue, white, yellow. I think there's some green in there as well. So I don't know what the life of the car's been, but I think it's had some competition use, because it came with all the electrical cut-offs and all that sort of stuff inside. I'd like to think it was used as some sort of drift competition car, because that would be fun, but I've got no evidence of that. So yeah, there's not really that much inside.
But I keep trying to say this as well. To me, especially cars like this, less is more. In Japan, if you want to do it like they do, less is more.
Well, I didn't have a lot of choice, see.
Yeah. Also, I guess for parts for these now, it's going to be not just hard to get, but very expensive if you
trim is difficult, because the trim is obviously quite brittle, being like 35, 40 years old. So that's actually an AE85 cluster.
Okay.
Rather than the 16 valve 86 cluster. But I do have a rare spicy cluster to go in, just out of time.
Cool. I look forward to seeing it.
Yeah, it's a nice bit of kit. So this seat I've put in, and that is I think it's like 2001 or 1999 SPA, Kevlar SPA.
It's beautiful.
Just tried to keep everything not looking too new, like old stuff in it. I don't know if you can pick up on the roof. The reason I've got the Good Line bonnet is that the bonnet came up at Retro Rides.
Right, okay.
And it's got two like dinks in it here where the light on the main hoop is cable tied on. So the cable ties have like, where it's flexed, pushed up. So when we painted it, we wanted to keep all of that in it.
I think that's cool, man.
A bit of a memory.
And it keeps the story of the car. For me, you know me, I've been in my Japanese stuff, Hondas first, and then escalated into drifting and all the rest of it.
Yeah.
I find that most of the cars that have the best stories have the little marks on it and have the little dents and dings. And we went excessive on, I hate talking about my cars and when somebody else's, but like with mine I went real deep because the rust was so bad the car needed to be scrapped. So it was
you get to a level where you have to go back to baseline, but because it's okay, we tried to just keep it as minimal as we could.
Yeah. What suspension do you run on this?
So it's a mix. The back is it's like an Avo, although it's unbranded. It's just a mix up of all different bits and bobs. So it's basically an Avo body on the rear, and on the front I have absolutely no idea, but I think it's got TRD inserts in the front. It's like a coilover conversion that's been cobbled together out of lots of bits and bobs.
Sweet.
So I think the reason why I think this was a competition car or a shop car is that it's got lots of stuff that you wouldn't have selected if you were buying it new. So when I got it, it had a really early front bumper on it, but it's an 87 car. So there's just, I think it's obviously been crashed a lot, and people have just put it back together.
These wheels as well. Before you pop that bonnet, before you show us under there, I want to talk about these wheels because they are fucking sick. I'm going pure back to basic. They are the best.
You're titty the world.
They're the titty bangs. These are the best wheels ever made. As you can probably tell with my own stuff, I love T37s. And
I do have a bit of a thing for them, yeah.
This size, this colour, this fitment.
So the 1470, which is a really uncommon fitment. You can get 6.5s a little bit easier, but the 14.7 ET0 is like the 86 fitment. So they were in a friend's tattoo shop in Australia, and Nang was like, oh, I want to sell these wheels. What do you think? He knew I was looking for some, and I was like, bro, I'll have them straight off you.
Yeah.
And then he texted me a picture. It was a screen grab of Google that said, how do you let your friend down without upsetting him? And he changed his mind, didn't want to sell him. I was like, cool. But next time you want to sell them, we're doing it.
Yeah.
And then this time round, I managed to get my hands on them. So they've only been on the car a week now.
Oh, God,
but they were brand new in the box, fresh.
I love those. Come on, guys, you got to leave some comments down below. They are, if you think you know a better set of wheels than the T37 for motorsport cars, you can try and leave it down below, but I don't know if you can convince me otherwise. I really don't think.
It's tough, yeah.
Come on then, let's have a look under the hood.
So 16 valve for AGE, the only engine that should be in an 86.
Yep. There she is. I was having a little nosy around it earlier, man, and I just think this is so cool. Have you got much done to it? Obviously we've got the CSF big radiator in there.
Yeah, so that's actually a Rye-wire tuck radiator.
Oh yeah, okay, cool.
So it can be flipped upside down. You can put it in pretty much anything. So we thought, let's try and fit it in an 86 and see if it goes, and it does. CSF oil cooler. The oil cooler setup was already there, so we've just changed the core. And most of it is as it came from Japan. Aftermarket ECU in it. I think the engine it came with was pretty hot, but the bearings got span on it. So this is a standard for AGE at the moment. Big port. I'm going to go to a small port pretty soon, carbs.
So cool, man. And I am a sucker for the correct engine in the.
I think so.
Cars, like.
Correct engine, correct gearbox is, if you can, and you can find the bits and keep them going, that's the way to go. Obviously, there will be a time where there's no T50s left on this earth, and that's when I'll tap out. But I've got 3. This one rattles, so hopefully I can just smash them all together and make a good one. But
it's amazing, man. I did see as well, you've obviously got the roll cage in here too.
Yeah, don't look too close at the welding.
Okay. Was that in Japan, that all done?
No. So the main cage is the Cusco cage.
Okay.
However, this also adds into my competition car theory, is that it's had the door bars added really badly at some point. So I'm not sure what's happened, but that will come out and be sort of repaired at some point in the future.
Well, you've got the people around you and yourself, what you do for a living.
Yeah.
You're definitely gonna be able to make it very safe.
Oh yeah. I think it's fine as it is. It just needs tidying up.
Yeah. Well, it's so cool, man. It's so cocool. Hopefully, I'm gonna be able to nick some clips off you.
Yeah, definitely.
Because obviously the day is pretty much over, isn't it?
Do you want to see something else cool?
I want to see whatever else cool. You got.
I don't even get in there, but there's an interesting name on that back box.
Let's see if I can. Oh my god! Can
you see it?
Right, hang on. I'm gonna have a look under it. You parked right next to the mud, so.
Sorry.
K1 Special. Oh.
Yeah, see? There's
Oh.
not many of those exhausts about at all.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna take the
It is worth getting on your hands and knees to have a little.
Yeah.
It's an amalgamation of just period correct bits that I've managed to get my hands on. The mirrors are genuine Wins Auto. It's just, yeah.
I should say, I didn't say it. That's a Toshiya back box.
Yeah.
So DK special right there. So the king of the 86s. I love that, man. That's really fucking. That was worth getting my hands and knees. Oh man. So you got the Nardi wheel. It's a cool gear knob. I don't know what that is though.
That is actually it's a nod to the old BMW stuff. I actually borrowed that off a friend, Dino, just because it was lying about and he was like, chuck that in.
And also, interestingly, R32 GTR seat in here.
Yeah, fits straight in. It's so weird. That came with it from Japan. So I think again, it's just something that was laying around in the shop and they just banged it in.
So what sort of power is this to you? Like, what is it? Do we know?
Not a whole lot.
No.
I'd imagine it's 130 horsepower, 135 horsepower. It's really not a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you were putting it down like really well out there. Like
You just got to hang on, haven't you?
yeah. It looked amazing, dude. It's so good to finally get you on the channel and like to actually have a proper chat with you
man,
again.
it's nice to hang out.
Normally when we're at these things, it's track.
Yeah.
Oh, car's broken, fix it. Do you know what I mean? So.
Well, car has broken. But
So's mine. Yeah, so's mine. But it's all good. It's all love, you know. I like it's got a silver engine bay as well. Maybe was it silver originally? Do you reckon,
no. So Simon painted that when he did the engine swap, and I think his plan was to do the interior in the same silver, but it's grey at the moment. Not really sure. I might just leave it like that. To be fair,
I think it looks
I'm
cool.
more than happy with it like that. Yeah.
I think it looks really cool, man. Well, it's been great to get you on.
Check this out.
Is that bird shit?
Yeah.
How was that happen?
I don't know. It's defied physics, but that's happened today.
It must have literally pooped and then
In
gone
the
through the grill as you've driven into it.
It's an aerodynamic shit.
That is amazing, man. Well, I hope everybody likes the car. I had to get it on the channel, even if it was just a little walk around like this with you. What are your future plans with it? Have you got anything in mind, or is it just drive
Engine
the bollocks
build.
off?
So that is not powerful enough. It's fun, but really we want some more power. So I've got a small port, high compression cams, some carbs. So that will, I mean, probably only make 150 horsepower, but it will be a little bit more powerful at least. And the rev high. So at the moment, whatever computer it's got in it is capped at 7.5, which isn't really enough. So hopefully go to 8 with the new engine.
Cool. Awesome, man. Well, I just love seeing it. I love how period perfect it is. I love your ethos around cars anyway, so it makes it very easy to get on and talk about it.
It's nice when other people like the same things.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
cool.
definitely. And I hope you guys all like it too, man. Like, this is so freaking cool. And hopefully it won't be the last time we see you at track day.
No.
Won't be the last time we see you out in it. And yeah, it's been a pleasure, man. Thank
Nice
you
one,
for
bro.
finally getting on here, man. I
Safe.
appreciate it. Cool. I love this. If you want to follow Ryan, GarageMidnight, 7, what's your Instagram again?
7th.
7th, so 7th, yeah?
7.th.
7.th. You got any others?
Nah, that's it. That'll do.
Those two. I've left them on the screen here if you want to follow him. Check out his other builds. They've got some amazing stuff. Eagle Autosport, it's your family business, right? So
that's where we do the serious stuff. This is just
the real naughty stuff too. So you got to check all this out. You guys, if you're car guys, you're going to love it. I love this goddamn car. And I'm glad that Ryan's kind of already said he's probably never going to sell it. It's like, I think when you eventually get something like this, that's it. So
we've gone too far now.
You're in too deep. I've made him be the cameraman for the outro, by the way. That's what I do here, you see. So Ryan, thank you so much. Guys, go give him some love. Leave a massive like on the video. Hit subscribe, because look at the cars we're featuring now. And yeah, we'll be back with more soon. Let's go. Cool, man. Thank you.
Nice one, bro.